One word to describe Formica would be versatility.
Durability.
Accessibility.
Freedom.
Variety.
Functionality.
Consistency.
Empowering.
Ubiquitous. It's absolutely everywhere.
I would say it's a legend.
Forever. Totally democratic in its dispersal from low to high design in airports and restaurants and people's private homes.
The favourite feature, I think, is its longevity. You can have the confidence that if you specify it, that further down the line, in a good few years, it will still look good.
Limitless design.
The affordability comes into it. The fact that it is readily available, there's no problems ever with ordering.
The range and the different, I suppose, the laminates, the solids, the metals, the textures, that kind of range just allows you to, I don't know, be creative, I suppose.
我觉得富美家的特性是装配简单，价格经济性也不错，还有就是它的选择性很多，纹样也很简洁。
It's an incredible product that I think goes on almost every job, and it's always for something different.
Some of the projects that I've been working on recently have been exhibition design. Formica's lightweight possibilities are fantastic. It also gives you the great look for the budget that's required.
All the time, as somebody who specifies desks, furniture, tea points, use Formica in virtually everything that we do. I think in terms of the savings that it provides against whether it be tiling or just in terms of durability, and you know you can guarantee that to a client, that it's going to last and last and last.
富美家防火板其实用的用途非常大的。如果是在一个餐厅空间里面，你无论是在顾客的用餐区，包括厨房内部，以及你的卫生间都可以去使用的。
I've been using Formica laminate as wall panels. This is probably a little bit atypical in the Formica history, but it gives a great, fantastic scale, and the possibilities are endless.
And we've done a lot of toilets with this, with very funky ones.
We also are able to match it up with the low pressure laminates as well, which is a great feature of it, so that we can use the same colour or finish in a number of different ways. We also use, for example, in the back of fitting room doors, we use white Formica because it doesn't show fingerprints. We sometimes also use the gloss ones because they look like a high gloss paint finish, but they're more durable.
The way that we're using it at the moment, I'm really excited about. We've got a range of furniture, so we've got tables, chairs, sideboards, coffee tables and bedside cabinets that have got our own bespoke Formica treatment on them, and they're going to look, and they do look, fantastic.
I'm obsessed at the moment with Formica's 180FX. The scale and reproduction of natural stone is fantastic.
The new metal ranges, I think the sumptuousness and luxury that those kind of metallic finishes give, and you know, at a price point that I think most people would be amazed at.
I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a colour called Bud, which I think will be an excellent foil to those more neutral basics.
Probably my favourites would be the warm shades of grey.
I'd say color core, white, glossy finish. I use it a lot.
One of my favorite Formica colors and patterns is the sculpted finish, and I really like the grenadine color.
I've got a collection of vintage Formicas which we store in a warehouse. I've been buying them up over the years, and I've probably got about 700 sheets, full sheets of 50s, 60s, 70s and early 80s Formica. And there's one particular one from the 60s which I've never seen before, and I've got it in a complete sheet form, which I'm going to make something special with it one day.
A material of both modesty and dignity that I wish there will be more inventions like that.
In the 50s and 60s, which I recall it as, and when it became quite popular, was when you had fashion design coming to the forefront, you had graphic design, you had automotive design, and it was really at a time where it brought creativity, able to be used by people in their homes.
把很多不可能的设计师的创意想法，把很多不可能的变成可能的这样子。
And it's become a building block for me in the language of
architecture and design.
I understand that Formica, when it was invented, was envisaged that it would be used for electrical insulation. And look where it's got to now. I hope that over the next 100 years that we'll see a similar change in invention and it's used in ways that we can't even imagine now.
Formica's had this really interesting impact in the design community that is subtle, deep, lasting, ubiquitous, wide-ranging, and I would say profound. Imagine that you got a bunch of photographs and you put them all together. You could have a picture of a restaurant interior from Des Moines, Iowa from 1952, an office tower interior in Tokyo from 2012, Barcelona in 1974, you can have Milan in 1982. You could have all these pictures, you could line them up, you could fill a room with them. Ask any expert. Come in here and tell me what's common in all these pictures. Different designers, different periods, different decades, different countries, different styles. I bet most people wouldn't be able to see what was common to all of them, but what's there is that in every one of those pictures, what you're looking at, beyond the style, beyond the location, beyond the decade, is Formica. It's been there all along, it's going to be there forever, and that kind of design impact is something you cannot put a price on.
Happy birthday, and I am very jealous because there's not a wrinkle in sight.
The brand name is a word, and to have entered the common vocabulary and to have entered people's consciousness is a fantastic threshold for a brand. This kind of cultural status of Formica as a touchstone for the 100th anniversary, I would say, continued relevance.
首先要说的是恭喜，也是祝贺，就是说富美家成功地走过了这100年的历程，也把自己的产品带给了全球的设计师，也让他们在自己的项目当中有了很多的设计亮点。 设计精华。
It's been there in my life all along. It's been in so many people's lives, and it's going to continue to be in people's lives. So Formica gets the credit for providing the surface of human experience for the last century and centuries to come. Thanks.
Happy anniversary, Formica. Long may your success continue.